昨日は気づかなかったけど、借り物の部屋ならきちんと掃除しろよ。信じらんねえ。じゃあ全部自分でやってみればいいし。ふてくされてんじゃねえよ。
Hi everyone, I'm going to react to the case study of Vanitas, episode 22, Blue Night. And last episode, Mikhail is the name of number 71. He sort of like has Domi under his control. She's like up top of, was it Ferris wheel? I don't know, something. And Mikhail wants no way to drink Vanitas' blood so that he can tell him why Vanitas killed their father. Since no way didn't know anything about that, now Mikhail told him to drink his blood so that he can learn, like, guess more about him and more about Vanitas from Mikhail's point of view or something or other like that. So that's where we were. They started the flashback. His mom was killed by this vampire, and then the vampire were killed by the chasseur. Roland was there, and he was dragged away by Olivier, and then they showed what was his name again? That guy that was experimenting on Vanitas and number 71, Mikhail. Now Mikhail has been given to Vanitas to look after. So yeah, that's where the episode ended. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/Philomini. And I'll start this episode, and here we go. Hopefully in this episode we learn what happened between all three of them, like the Vampire of the Blue Moon, Mikhail, and Vanitas. I wonder if Vanitas is even his real name. I don't know, we'll see. This is something that I've been wanting for like forever. I still don't know like what happened after, but like this is what I wanted, to know more about Vanitas and the Vampire of the Blue Moon and all of that. So this episode was all flashback. Loved it. So we learned that during their experiment, this dude was injecting them with the Vampire of the Blue Moon's blood because he created the two book of Vanitas. Those books cannot be opened unless you're a member of the vampires clan, the Vampire of the Blue Moon's clan, and that's why he's been injecting them with this blood. And now he was about to go to the final stage and basically use them to open the books, because the books can alter the word formula. Okay, and it was during the night where he was about to do that the Vampire of the Blue Moon came in and saved them. Now, did he actually come to save them, or did he come to get the books? How did he lose the books in the first place? When he said that it was his fault, at first I'm like, he said something about humans doing crazy things or something. I don't know. I don't quite remember how he phrased it. But then he's like, it's my fault. So I'm like, wait, did he leave the books so that he can see what the humans will do with it? But the way the episode was played out, it didn't seem like he's the kind of person that would do that, So he got the books, and maybe Moro stole it or something. I don't know. Either way, he got the books and he was about to leave, and Mikhail is like, don't leave us, let me go with you or something or other like that. And the Vampire of the Blue Moon is like, well, I was call him Vanitas, but nah, that would be too confusing. So the Vampire of the Blue Moon was like, well, these kids won't have gone through this if it wasn't for me, so I'm gonna take you with me. And then Vanitas was there looking at them and then he's like, do you want to come with me? And then he ran to him. So that's basically you wanting him to take you with him, you know. So after they left, and he went to this cabin, and Vanitas, well, no, they were on their way to the cabin, and Vanitas is like, well, they stopped at one point, I believe, and then Vanitas is like, we should keep moving up because the chasseur will come after us, and then he's like, no, they won't, because the chasseur basically forbade or some, they didn't know that Moro was kept doing the experiments, and if they find that the lab and everything, they're gonna make sure that it's not they're gonna make sure they hide it, just like they hid when they were the ones that created the legend of the what was it called again, the Beast of Gévaudan. They're the one that did it, and they don't want that truth to come out. So they don't want the truth of what Dr. Moreau has been doing there to come out either. So they're gonna bury it, and they're gonna take their time to do that. They're not gonna be coming after them. So then they went to the no, a second. I think that's where they asked who he was, or was it the Vampire the Bloomer that wanted to introduce himself? I think he was the one that introduced himself. And oh no, was it Mikhail? I don't know. They were doing the introductions. Mikhail was like, "Yeah, I'm Mikhail. You can call me Misha." What he said, Misha? I have a tendency, like when I don't want to use my real name on something, Misha is the name that I use. I don't know why or where I got that name from, but that's the one that I use. So when he said Misha, I'm like, oh. But yeah, he told him he was Misha, and then he asked who he was, and that's when he reveals that he was the vampire of the Blue Moon. Then he, the full reveal with the face and all that. And Vanitas got angry because it was his blood that they were injecting into him, and so he just like launched himself, and then the vampires killed his father. So it's like, yeah, he didn't have a love for them, and he just launched himself out and stabbed them. And it was like, so what do you want with us? Did you want to get your blood back or something or other like that? And he's like, no, I took you with me because you wanted to come with me, And he's like, no, I didn't. And then he passed out. And then that's where they were at the cabin. And when he woke up, did he wake up? I don't know. At one point, the vampire of the moon was like, let me sing you a lullaby. What was your mother's favorite lullaby? And he's like, why are you asking me that? And because you were saying mother, 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 mother while you were delirious and all that. It's like, no, I didn't. Because my mom died before I was born or something or other like that. So I'm like, oh, whether you knew your mom or you don't, that's always a hole in your life. You're always gonna want your mother in your life. So as he was like, no, I didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, you did. And he told them that his mom died, that his mom was part of this traveling group. They go around all different kinds of town to do some kind of show. I don't know what kind of show they do. And that his father was a doctor, came from a good family, but he left his family to go with his mom. And clearly the mom died during childbirth. But then Vanitas felt like his father should have hated him. I'm like, no. Some do. Some people do. They blame the children for the death of the mom if the mom died in childbirth. Some people do, but that's not right. And his father did not. Clearly he loved him. I feel like it should be like a natural thing, even if your wife dies during childbirth. it should be a natural thing for you to love your child, because whoever he or she is, he's an extension of the woman that you love. So why would you hate that, Well, whatever. His father clearly loved him, and because when the vampires attacked, and he protected Vanitas, Um, I just love that after he said all that, he told them his backstory and everything. He was delirious, right? But once he got back his senses, he's like, forget everything I said. Like, he was basically the Vanitas that we know, you know? And all of that. And Mika's like, forget what? When you did this, or when you said this, or when you was like, no, 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 no. Everything. That was funny. And then, oh my gosh. When the Vampire of the Blue Moon was like, okay, come eat breakfast. And then there was this purple goo on I'm like, that time I got reincarnated as a slum, there's a character called Shion. Never eat her food, okay? You're gonna die. It looks like exactly like what the Vampire of the Blue Moon just cooked. I'm like, no. So Brenda's like, what is this? Are you trying to poison us? And then he looks around the cabin, it's all like dirty and everything. And he was so like, disgusted. And he just basically cleaned the whole place up, cooked a really nice meal for all of them to eat. And they were all like enjoying it and everything. Oh, that's so cute. But then he revealed to them that because of the experiments that they've been through, they are no longer, yes, they're human, but they're more than that. They're inching closer to vampires. And that there's going to come a point where their bodies are going to break down and they're going to die. And then he was like, okay, come with me and I'll try to find a way to save you both, But then apparently it seems like he wasn't finding a way. And then Mikhail was on a point. It seems like he was on a point of dying. Like he was getting worse. And the Vampire of the Blue Moon is like, okay, I didn't want to say this, but there's another way. And I was hoping we wouldn't have to use it, but I will have to make you a part of my clan or something or other like that. Mikhail was quick and I jumped on it. But Vanitas did not. And then there was these things, this scene playing out. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Did he make Vanitas a Vampire of the Blue Moon? Did he make him part of his clan against his will? Or like, what happened? I don't know. I think there was something that I wanted to mention. Oh shit. When the Vampire of the Blue Moon called Vanitas like a kind child, I'm like, that is so true. Like, it is so true. When they brought in Mikhail, and Mikhail went through what he went through, and they were gonna take him away again to experiment on him, and he was like, big brother calling out to Vanitas, big brother, big brother, big brother. And the Vanitas is just, how Moro loves to be flattered, and he was like, he started flattering him and then offering himself up in place of Mikhail so that he doesn't have to suffer. That's someone that's kind. And then he also mentioned after the vampire killed his father, he had vowed revenge against the vampires, right? And that's why he wanted to become a chasseur. But then Moreau made it seem like he was killed in battle, killed somebody else and made it look like Vanitas or whatever. And then he basically what's the word? He was basically blackmailing Vanitas, telling him that should he run away, he's just gonna find another child and do his experiments on that child. And because Vanitas didn't want any other children to suffer through this, he decided to stay. So I'm like, that. Like when I see some people do that, I'm like, I will hope that I will be able to do that as well. Because I don't want any person to suffer. But then it's like, I don't want to suffer either. So I don't know if I will be able to like do that, So I commend Vanitas for like he's. So how did he come to think that he didn't deserve love? Like that episode where Roland told him that Jean also clearly has feelings for him, also loved him. And he's like, no, how can she love me? How can anyone love me? Or basically something like that. And I'm like, where did that thought come from? Why does he think that way about him? Like he's not lovable? Is it because his mother died? In his mind because of him? Is that why he thinks he's not lovable? Or did something else happen to make him think that way? Because from what I've seen this episode, like he's such a beautiful soul, Okay, and then after the flashback ended, Vanitas was like there, and then Mikhail's like, "Oh, you here?" And he pushed Noe away, and Vanitas asked him like, "What did you do to him?" Now my thing is, not ever since, why am I talking like that? Since last episode, basically, Mikhail wants to know why Vanitas killed their father. Now I don't know what happened. Did he actually kill him? Here I am thinking that maybe it was what's his name again? Mikhail himself that killed him, but then forgot, and Vanitas didn't want him to know, since clearly he loves their father. So it's like, I don't know. I guess we'll see how that goes. But I'm wondering whether Vanitas is just gonna come out and tell him what happened, or if he's gonna actually let Noe feed on him. I know he doesn't want that to happen, because Noe was about to ask him at one point. It's like, never. He's like, should you ever do that? I'm gonna kill you or something or other like that. And then there was this awkward thing between them for like a long while until they hashed it out. So I don't know if he's just gonna come out and say it, because he doesn't want Noe like messing with his memories, like Noe seeing his memories and everything. So he probably will come out and tell Mikhail what he wants to know. But we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/Philemini, and you can also see the full line for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. I was thinking that there was this comment. Well, whatever. There was this comment that says, "I see why Vanitas is drawn to Noe. He can't help but take care of oblivious idiots." And I feel like I remember there was an episode, I don't quite remember which episode it was, where Vanitas was like, I think was it after, I don't know, I'm sure he was including Noe in that, but there was another person, and that he was calling sort of like the oblivious idiots thing. There was another person that they mentioned, like there was something or other like that. Or what I don't know. And then when I was seeing how the Vampire of the Blue Moon was acting this episode, especially after Vanitas called him out on his cooking and everything, and then he was like acting like a little baby, I was just like reminded of that for some reason. And I was asking myself if it was because he was the first experience of the oblivious idiot or whatever that he was telling whoever the second person or the third person was that thing. I don't know. I just had that thought pass through my mind. I just don't quite remember which episode it was or what exactly he said, but it was something along the lines of Oblivious Idiots. So yeah, bye. Forever united as one, together the battles are won. Through us let your spirit